Lara's going to do a ribcage stretching exercise. That's one of my favorites to do every day. She's going to lift her arms up over her head, place her thumbs together, and then gently pressing her left foot into the floor, she's going to come up and over with her ribcage and just stretch to her right. This opens up all these intercostal muscles, the muscles that connect one rib to another. And again, don't push yourself too far into the stretch, just do what's comfortable and then you'll be able to go further. Now she's going to come back from that side to center, do the same thing in reverse on the other side. Right foot presses gently into the floor, ribcage lifts up and over. Again, stretching through the other side of the ribcage. Just breathe through it. Don't stretch too far. Come back to center. Now she's going to lift through the sternum and the ribs in the front and stretch to the back. Here the stretch is not about stretching your neck. We're trying to stretch here in the sternum. That's it. Very nice. Don't hold it longer than it's comfortable. I want you to want to do this every day. And now she's going to kind of dive forward from the hips and stretch out the ribs in the back. The rib cage has a lot to do with the function of the diaphragm. And if you stretch out the muscles in between the ribs, you'll find that your diaphragm works much more easily. Now she can roll up and come to standing. Great exercise to do every day. In this exercise, we are using the ball to massage the large muscles on the outside of the sides and back of the rib cage in order to allow those muscles to lengthen and widen so that the rib cage can expand, making more room for the diaphragm to work comfortably. This exercise should be done with a relatively large ball. Mandy is using a ball that is 5 inches across. That's a good size for most people. Lie on your side on the ball and roll up and down, gently pressing your body into the ball. Roll over the entire rib cage. Be sure to come all the way up under your armpit, as you may be surprised to discover there is tension there. Then, lie on your back with the ball underneath you on one side of the spine, not on the spine. Then, roll up and down on the ball, going all the way up to your neck. Please do not push into the ball, but gently press your body against the ball in a way that encourages the muscles to release. Make sure you are not tensing your neck and legs as you roll over the ball. If you find an area that is holding a lot of tension, you can repeat the exercise on that area. Then repeat both the side and the back release on the other side of your body. If you don't have a 5-inch ball, you can find one at many retailers, or you can order one from my website. This exercise will release and lengthen the muscles between the ribs, the intercostals, which will benefit your breath control. Lie on your side and place a small ball horizontally between a couple of ribs. As you gently lean into the ball, make sure the ball keeps rolling between those 2 ribs. When you have released one area, move the ball to the space between the next 2 ribs. As you roll over the ball, notice how diagonally the ribs hang from the spine. Follow that diagonal line from the spine to the front of the body. Mandy is using a tennis ball, but you may want to start with a very soft ball, small enough to get between the ribs. Keep in mind that the harder the ball is, the more discomfort you will feel. I designed this exercise to enable you to experience what the breath feels like when you allow the diaphragm to be the primary actor in the breath. This is often called a recoil breath. Place your thumbs or your fingers in between 2 ribs, and I want you to stop taking the breath and wait for the body to breathe for you. Allow the body to breathe for you, and you will feel how those muscles in between the ribs stretch, lengthening and widening, allowing optimal expansion in the rib cage. We're going to do 6 places on the body: front, side, and back on the top of the rib cage, front, side, and back on the bottom of the rib cage. In the back of your neck, when you are putting your hands on the trapezius, you may feel so much tension there. that it will be hard to actually feel your fingers get in between two ribs. That's fine. You want to feel that generic opening as the ribcage expands, not because you pushed it wide, but because you've allowed the diaphragm to do its job and released the ribcage enough to accommodate that action in the diaphragm. This is a very calming breath, and it can be a wonderful thing to do anytime you're nervous, say before an audition or before a performance, just to get that breath deep and centered. Use a small, very soft ball for this exercise, placing it directly under your spine as you lie on your back. Slowly and gently roll the ball down the length of your spine, allowing the ball to encourage the spaces between the vertebrae to release and lengthen. If you find an area that has a bit of stubborn tension, you can go back over that area until you feel more release. This should feel comfortable and relaxing. If you have any back pain whatsoever, you should consult a physician before doing this exercise. If you have difficulty finding a soft ball, you can find one on my website.